Whether it's the brr or the brr brr.
I got you.
Do you listen to Big 30?
No. But I got you. I understood what you were saying though.
No Pooh Shiesty?
Dude's nasty though.
Okay, good. That's that. You said what, like, you answered that question the same way that, like, back when they had commentators and like anchors that like Sportsnet and TSN that didn't know shit about basketball and would say anything about basketball. That's what that shit just reminded.
You mean like when we try to talk about hockey?
I don't. I just don't. I don't.
Mandem. It's not with a hype thing. A war.
The world general speaking.
What it do? We back, baby. We back again.
And then it's myself.
Shop like Shaq. You waste you.
Another week. Another week in lockdown and tyranny.
Facts.
How's your life been?
Yeah, honestly, straight tyranny. Is nuts, man. But we surviving, bro. I'm staying positive. Going into the birthday week, so you know, nothing's holding me down. Nothing's holding me back.
Wait, hold on. Wait, this is your birthday week coming up?
Yeah, when this drops, we'll be right in that May week, first week of May. You know what it is, man.
Ooh, 30.
Hey, yeah, that's it, man. I'm coming to the dark side, yo. 3-0.
You looking forward to it?
I mean, yeah, of course. I don't have that demon feeling, where some people are like, "Oh, I'm getting older." Nah, man, I'm embracing this. I'm not letting COVID stop me. I'm gonna enjoy the birthday. I'm gonna just take it as it comes, and we'll turn up somehow, man. We're gonna find a way. Yeah. I got my bottle of Ciroc ready to go.
Oh yeah, you got like a pretty one, like
yeah. I got that
new or whatever the fuck they got going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's good and not just like sugar syrup.
I mean, either way, I'll tell you next week. Yeah,
like that's all I'll say. The bottle.
That's it. The bottle looked pretty, so I'm down. I'm down with it.
What I will say recently, and I like this is not at all a plug, I swear, but I have to let the people know that this exists if you don't know it exists.
Okay, tell us.
I'm trying to switch over from like, because I like to drink a lot more than I like to drink like a soda. But sometimes when I'm drinking, I like to have a soda. So I found basically sparkling water.
Yeah.
That is flavored different things like ginger ale flavored sparkling water.
Huh?
I have a cream soda flavored sparkling water that I'm going to actually mix my beverage with.
Ooh.
Yeah, zero guilt, bro.
This message
mad flavor, guilt. Zero guilt.
That's a nice promo. That's so the ad right there.
If you on the same time as I am,
yeah,
and like maybe you just don't feel like spending the money on those like vodka sodas, and you just want to do the shit yourself.
Hey, get it. But I will say, if I got a vodka soda, I would still drink it.
Oh, you know me.
Oh yeah,
I always got myself a canned vodka soda.
Most definitely. Yo, I gotta say though, I'm proud, man. I've been switching up, as we get older and stuff. I've been switching up the diet, switching up the drinking game. I don't drink that much. You're down a lot of weight, man. I've dropped a lot of weight during this COVID quarantine. That's it, bro. That's it. So I weighed myself today. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. You know what I mean?
And what you got? You found out today.
I found out today. I'm not at my goal. I had a goal for the birthday.
But
we good. That's it. Live the healthy life. No guilt. All the flavor.
That's exactly what is that what I just said? Okay, I was going to say that's what
you're like. Wait a sec.
That's what I say.
Yeah. How you living though, man? How's your week been?
It's been a good week.
Yeah.
I worked, and what has been really cool, when you show somebody or try to put somebody on a show,
yes,
and they actually watch it,
yes,
very satisfying.
Hey, what show?
So I put Coco on to The Walking Dead, and she's never seen it at all.
Okay, the beginning of Walking Dead, like the first couple seasons of Walking Dead, fire.
Yeah, she's just been here, and we haven't been going anywhere because she's just on lockdown was.
Yeah.
But we're at like season 5.
Damn.
And for me, like, it's like, I forgot what has happened to a lot of this shit. So I'm back invested. I'm like, oh, Bob's dead. I'm like going through it.
Spoiler alert.
It's such a generic name.
I know there's
like, you have to watch it to even like who the fuck is Bob? You forget that I even said that.
Facts. But no, like the first two, like 2, 3,
5, 6. It's like it was until like Negan came.
Okay, yeah, like, you're right. That's when I fell off.
And that's like 6 seasons.
Yeah. So that's solid.
Still nuts.
5 good seasons of a show, man. Like appointment television. Like everyone was talking about this on a Sunday night.
I forgot that like we were like doing it like that, and I forgot how long they had us for. Like they had us for like a damn near decade, and damn, I think season 7 is where you call it quits. But whatever. I think when most shows, 7 is like the lucky number. You end it right there. You won. You won if you get to 7.
Yeah. If you get to 7, that's Most shows get like 3, 4 seasons.
Yeah. But other than just like, going through Walking Dead, putting her on Parks and Recreation, showing her the greatness of Ron Swanson.
Yes.
We've just been like chilling, trying to like, redo stuff internally. As you can see, I got 2 different colors lights. We'll see if I get 3.
I got that. It's tripping me out. I'm like, one side's blue, one side's like pink, purple.
Yeah, I was trying to go
fuchsia?
A little bit for the not with the hype,
Okay,
maybe if
I see you.
Change the blue to the purple, we would get, but
yeah.
Actually, no, it is blue. Why am I just fucking up my own brand colors? So week was whatever. It's hard to say that like much has really happened or transpired during the week. Like I'm not watching any live shows. I'm completely caught up in Snowfall. Like there's not really much going on.
I'm not. I will be by the end of this weekend. I'll be caught up on Snowfall. But man, I feel like a lot's happened, but not really. Like I watched a few things.
Okay, what'd you see?
I watched the because there's the Oscars, so I'm not a huge movie buff, but I like to see the things that win. I'm like, okay, let me go back and watch it, see if it's really that good. So we can get into this a little bit later on as well. But 2 Distant Strangers.
Yeah, that one was like
about that.
That was a really good short.
Yeah,
I'm happy it was a short because I didn't need more than what they gave us. And it was hopeless, but also like hilariously hopeless at one point.
Exactly.
And, like it wraps up and it's like an episode of Black Mirror. That's the easiest way for me to see it.
Yeah, actually that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah. So I was checking out that, then obviously catching up on Snowfall, and then there was new music that came out. So it's been a while since we had some new music to get into. So it was good to, divulge in that.
What have you dabbled into? I mean, we started with DJ Khaled. We can start there.
Yeah.
That lasted for me that I've heard in the past like 5-6 years that have gone longer than a year, let's just say.
Yeah.
Has been the ones where it's just like one artist. So his like
okay, go ahead.
So I'm thinking like both Grease and Popstar. Those are like 2 examples. Yeah, you can hate them, but like how long ago have you like I remember hearing that a very long time ago.
No, for sure.
Like a year?
It feels like a year.
A year ago?
Holy crap.
It has to have been a year ago.
No way.
It was before the lockdown, wasn't it?
No. It was during the lockdown.
Was it?
It was during the lockdown. Was it this year?
Oh, wait. Yeah, true. It was during the lockdown because I remember the Justin Bieber video.
Yeah. Of Popstar. Yeah.
2020, July. It was the summer.
So that means this album was supposed to come out last year. There's no way you released the singles that far out and the album just comes out.
And I think we're probably just going to keep hearing other artists that are doing the same thing. Like we know for a fact Drake's album is going to be compiled from like 2018 till now. Probably. Yeah. Like it's just going to have all of, you're probably going to find a Bobby Shmurda track on there, but you're also going to find like, I don't know, like whoever was popping.
Who was popping in 2018. Ago. Yeah. The Baby or something. But no, I no shots. But I like this album. I like the Khaled album. I will say it had some really good features. As always, he does not miss with Buju. We played that one off the top. Yeah, man. And like Cardi B, it's fire.
You like that song?
There's something about Cardi, bro. Like I think I'm becoming a Cardi fan. there's something about her flow that just
and
gets
what
me
this
amped.
was the one because
no, not just this one, but
but I'm just saying specifically this one showed me the opposite with her flow because I was like, it didn't have her usual bop or bounce to it, but like the flow was like I was trying to find it. I was trying to be like, I'm trying to catch up, and I never did.
That's fair. I also listened to it while working out, so it's a little bit different. Like it kind of,
I mean, she was just being spicy and aggressive, so you just forgave everything, and this was like, this is fire. I love it.
pretty much. And just to go back, there's one more song that you said. Okay, you were saying that DJ Khaled really only works if it's like one artist on the song. Like his songs, that's when they're timeless.
Those are the ones that last longer.
Okay.
Than like the summer or the year.
Because I was gonna say Wild Thoughts, which is Rihanna, Bryson Tiller. Yeah. That song is fire.
Okay, I think to me, the artist combinations are very random. And to everybody, they are very random. And maybe sometimes they work out more than they don't. Or sometimes they will that will go.
For sure. And there's another song that I think she's on with that hers on, and it's sampling Beanie Siegel. I feel it in the air, and I'm like, that's fire.
So does my take change and like the fact turn to like if the sample is strong enough, the Khaled Ventures will come through?
I think so. Because that's all Khaled does, right? He's just like a sample king. Like I can't even say king, but he's a sample prince. All he does is just sample other artists, right? So, I mean,
I would love for Tyler the Creator to like drop an album right now and smash his album again, and then for Khaled to go on an angry rant again about how he's better and he doesn't get how the Khaled Vengers have lost to Tyler again.
This guy has everyone on his squad and still loses. Oh man. But that's what I've been listening to. I think that's really it, man. Like I needed this album because otherwise I've just been listening to like random artists or random playlists. But like this was something I was looking forward to. Like once the artwork dropped, I saw him doing all his promo on social media. He's in Jamaica. He's lighting the spliffs. He's doing all this stuff. Like I was like, okay, I need this. We need a rollout. It's been a while since we've had an actual rollout in hip hop, so it felt good.
Yeah. Like I straight up missed the entire rollout. So like I just saw like somebody told me like yesterday.
Wait, seriously? You didn't see like everything he was posting online, and like he kept doing like little videos with the artists that were on the album.
I would have had to follow him, and I guess he didn't do a good job of getting outside of who follows him.
Fair.
So I didn't expect it. So it came, and I was like, okay, I'm down to listen, because now I feel like when there's somebody who has a big name, you gotta kind of check it because people aren't really coming out.
No, man,
they're trying to hold.
They're holding it until like mans are free.
Whenever. Yeah,
yeah. I heard concerts are coming back though.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's still some stuff that's supposed to be slated even for Toronto, fall or some shit like that, but we'll see. I also listened to Moneybagg Yo's new album.
Okay, I saw that. I did not peep it yet. How was it?
Interesting. It's a little bit more diverse than I thought it would be. The features are cool. I mean, he's got homie Big 30, like we keep talking about on there. But he gave us enough songs. He gave me enough like toxic talk that I needed, because that's just what he.
That's
really
what you
is
listen
about.
to him for. Yeah.
And it's just hard. Like I think you, as somebody that works out, like Moneybagg Yo is where you go.
Yeah.
No pun intended, and no. I wasn't even trying to be a segue king, because he got a song called "Go" with Big 30. I'm gonna play right now.
Jeez, let's go.
Went to the right doctor. Her ass and the booties, her ass and the titty soft.
Yo, that's
What a-
wild. That's wild. That's wild.
Like people, that's why. Like when I think we had this conversation like 40 episodes ago about like the king of toxicity, and I was like, you guys think it's future?
It's future.
Like, Moneybag Yo is the one.
That's mad toxic. Is that something you can embrace? Can we? Like, no, not we, but like, not we, but like, is that a term we can now flip?
What, toxicity?
Yeah. You know how you try to reclaim words so that like they don't mean like the negative, they don't have that negative connotation.
I think toxicity when we're outside is now going to be like, I know what I'm looking for as a woman. You know what I mean? You're looking for like a little quick brr. That's about it.
That's it.
And you just go into
You're looking for a little quick what? What was that? Little quick brr.
You know, that's what the kids do.
That's of course. Oh man, that's amazing.
So that's what I listen to when I'm like looking for the most ignorant type shit. Like Moneybag Yo has become the go-to.
I feel you. When you're right. When we're back outside, that's exactly what it's gonna be, man.
We haven't even like listened to drill music outside. Like I listened to Pop Smoke in like a club maybe once.
Yeah, that's it. We didn't really get to enjoy it. We didn't get the moments.
Man, I'm gonna be woo walking all over everything. Bottle of Henny in the other hand. One hand on the belt buckle, other hand with a bottle of Henny.
Just like, yeah.
I'm gonna have that shit dangling like
that's
this.
That's it.
If you see that shit break, just know I'm gonna buy another one immediately because we're outside.
Immediately, I like it. Expeditiously.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to me, that's the only real new music, and it's sad because I remember earlier in this podcast, like that was a thing every single week. Without fail, and like not even just like the fact that we always had something. It was part of our discussion where we was like, "Yo, the race that they're coming out with this stuff is too fast."
Yeah. Now it's too slow.
Major release after major release after major release every single week, and now it's just like, "Yo, Drake said he was coming out in January," and it's like,
I've been waiting.
May tomorrow.
I've been waiting.
Shit, Drake said shit was supposed to come out in January.
It's about to be May.
Tomorrow.
He said April. Like he pushed it back to April. April's done. April come and gone.
When did he say April?
After the stuff with his ACL happened.
Imagine I just log into Billboard and I'm like, yo, where's Drake's album? And it just goes,
it's up number 1.
Drake out for season, ACL tear.
Yo, oh like, my gosh.
I don't care about your ACL, bro. Like,
no, you're not an athlete. You're not, and that's how you mash up your ACL because you thought you were an athlete.
I'm in my room right now, and I could put my leg up and record bars right here if I needed to.
And like, fam, we see you traveling, we see you everywhere. Just drop the album, man.
You know who came out with new music that I really fuck with?
Who that?
Smiley. That's who I forgot about.
Whoa, really? I feel like I haven't heard that name in like years.
He's been working on, he's been in the zone.
Okay.
Which is a great segue because that's the name of the song.
Hey, look at you.
So he's been in LA, he's been in Barbados, he's been basically getting he's part of the Drake mentorship program. So he's been trying to come through and go hard. I think this is something you might actually listen to in the gym.
Oh, I miss the gym.
But if Patrick is listening to Smiley in the gym,
watch out. I'm turning it to Captain America. Watch out.
Not with the hype.
She wanna be known. I wanna be in my zone. She wanna be known. I wanna be in my zone. Blocks. I don't kill my home. It's hot. I can't leave out the zone. I treat them like me. I made him a clone. Pot too hot. I switch up the time. One too hot. I give her some meds. Baby, I can't be in my ends. It's crazy. I had to watch my friends. Which one?
We're so stupid.
She wanna be known. I wanna be in my zone.
I want to be known. I want to be in my zone.
I don't know if I could listen to that like more than once.
Smiley kills me because he always sounds like he's complaining.
Right?
He's so stressed and complaining.
Want to be known.
She want to be known. I just want to be in my zone.
That's so
You're not
gross.
listening. That won't work?
I bump it in the gym. If I got back in the gym, I'll listen to the on my Toronto playlist.
I'm gonna bump that shit right after this thing shit's done.
Hey.
I heard only snippets, so
True.
Are you still laughing at me?
Yeah, no, I was. But
So
yes,
where do
sir.
we take it? Because
I know. Where do we take
music
it, man?
Music is a desolate place lately.
It definitely has.
I got one. It's just a funny, easy, quick topic, though. I think.
Yeah,
I saw this thing on Shade Room about T-Pain.
I think I saw this too. But tell the people.
So apparently, he missed out on a few bag requests. This guy did not check his DMs, and 2 years later, finally did.
2 years.
Oh my God, I'm seeing like
2 years.
He's getting approached by
everyone.
Karl Anthony Towns, Viola Davis, Carrie Hilson, Nate Robinson, IGN. And those are the names that I recognize. There's just so many more.
There's so many more that he calls out in the video.
And like that's what happens when you just
old?
don't know about social media, but you're already popping before social media, and you get on the platform, and all of a sudden you're just like, wait, hold on, there's a bag?
Yo, how
many of them?
I feel like there's so many stories like this with T-Pain where like he's got the most interesting career, bro. Like you said, he was popping before social media, had his moment in the sun, disappeared. People wrote him off, started hating on him. He had to come back and remind people like, yo, y'all niggas are here because I did this. Like, and didn't get the respect from the new rappers or from the new artists. Then he had this thing pop up again with verses. He was everywhere. And now this guy is disappeared again. He could have had more. He could have had a bigger bag.
I mean, he's doing well. At least he's not hurting. Like, that would hurt. Imagine we forgot about T-Pain. He wasn't making any money. And then he posts this video and this is what gets him viral again.
I mean, hey, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Like, T-Pain was the man.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you mean? He was the man, bro.
Diplo, Fergie. Anyways, I'm gonna stop because this is gonna make me mad too, and it's not even my life. We have a special guest.
Special guest in the building.
Let me add another special guest to the call. This whole Zoom thing is funny because people glitch and they like have two different ones. So there's Neville and Ne. I feel like Neville is the one I should choose.
Yeah, let's welcome Neville.
Okay, let's see.
I like he just went straight. Rude boy. He's getting the audio connected. We'll see if we can get him in. But while we're doing that, let me intro the man, and then he can appear when he's here.
Here?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Let me get Net in here.
Yes. All right, dope. So we got the homie Neville James joining us on the pod. If you don't know this man, you will know this man. You should know this man because you're gonna see a lot of Neville just coming up. I'm just saying, but he is someone I used to work with. He is an amazing leadership development coach. If you're looking for that in your corporate world or whatever it is, you need mentorship. Great guy to work with and know. So shout out to Neville, man. Thanks for joining us, man.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, welcome to the pod, man.
Thank you.
Yes,
so honor, man, honestly. That was a good intro. I don't know what to do after that.
We tried, man. How you living though, man? How you been, man? How's life treating you?
It's been good, man. Honestly, like with the new job, it's been really good. I'm in the boonies now, so born and raised in Toronto. Then all the way out here, like in Fergus. So it's far, man.
Wait, where are you?
You can count Fergus, so that's kind of like Guelph area, Guelph, Ontario.
Okay, that's I've never heard of Fergus. That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't hear of Fergus either. You can count the black people. We all say hi to each other. Talk about your story.
It's either you say hi or you look at each other and you just like
give them the head nod.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's your story? I'm curious.
The worst thing is when I first moved here, they I guess some people moved in or just bought their home because of new development, and the guy pulled me over. He's like, "Okay, so like, is it cool working here? Like, is it nice living in this place?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, trust me." He's like, "No, like for real, you can talk to me and tell me for sure if I bought the right place." So, it's kind of when you have people like that, you look out for them, right? So it's good, man. Being the first one out here is really, really nice stuff. But yeah, the family's good, everyone's good. Sad to go to week. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, man, we're good, man. We're just talking about some new music that dropped and things like that came out, but yeah, we're living, man. We're surviving. Shaq's out here doing his thing.
Indoors, how to go.
Indoors, we're both indoors, but we're trying to make the most of it. You know what I mean?
Of course, I feel you. And Shaq, how's your girl? I know it's been like a few weeks now, right? Having her actually in Canada.
No. Yeah, man. She good set. Like we just were chatting about it. Like now she's able to roam free. We went to the grocery store.
Okay. Which one did you take her to?
I took her to a good one, Farm Boy.
Hey.
Okay.
I'll be like, it's only half open. It's gonna get better, but it's like all they have right now. Then I took her to the LCBO, and I was like, I know the name is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, and it sounds very depressing, but there's a lot of good things here. So we did that little trip, but I mean, in the next little bit, we're just hoping to I don't know, just probably eat the best stuff. That's the only thing really you can do, especially since weather is not the greatest. I did book a trip to
Scarborough.
Cottage. No. Cottage.
Okay.
I book a trip to Scarborough, said nobody ever.
Whatever.
Where am I going to Motel 6? I'm gonna go to the Super 8.
That's just Travel Lodge.
It's a telly ting and invite all the
I'm dead.
I'm 30 years old. I am no longer 16 or 17. That's not.
I hear you.
No, cottage getaway. It was like a lakeside thing by the Georgian Bay, which is actually 45 minutes away. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that for a week.
Damn,
that's nice though.
That's lit.
It's a lot of pressure, man. You're like the Passport Canada. You're letting people in, making sure she has a good time. It's make or break situation for her, right? You don't send her the right way, she may not love Canada.
Hey, exactly. And Dougie Fresh isn't giving me an option to really set this up properly. So
Dougie Fresh.
True. I love that actually.
Oh man.
Yeah, they give him some props, man.
Most make sure you check out not Mark Anthony. That's the whole
word. Right, he's killing it.
Oh god, that's too funny.
Yeah,
man. The music's been crazy, right? I know you guys were talking about music. I was listening to a few stuff going on right now, but what are you guys talking about when it comes to music?
We're talking about Khaled, man. Have you listened to the new DJ Khaled album?
Yeah, I listened to the entirety. I went through it just not too long ago. It's good. It's good. I think he hyped it up a lot, so I had so much anticipation for it.
Where was I? I didn't see any of this.
Shaq missed the rollout.
It was a surprise to me. The whole rollout was a surprise, and I don't know if you guys are saying that just because he hyped it up a lot on his channels.
Oh gosh,
no, everywhere, bro.
But anywhere else, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all, and I don't follow DJ Khaled, so maybe that's just all it was. And to me, if you're the only person hyping yourself up for an album rollout, you didn't do a good job. Because I can always do a good job of posting memes on and clips on Not With The Hype.
Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily mean I did a good job of a rollout per se.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. I think you guys talked about it a few weeks ago about social media and how you have to be careful because your feeds are really about what people are like you. So if you like Khaled once or twice, that's all you see. So I think I have to stop liking Khaled now because I got him nonstop. Everything's yelling. All I see is his back bottom jumping into a pool every 5 minutes. I'm like, what's going on, man? I have to change this up. My wife's like, I don't see this. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop doing this now, man.
Yo, I'm like you. I'm like you, Neville. Same. But I gotta ask you, as a Yawdy, as a Jamaican man yourself,
you full Yawdy?
Yeah. But I'm actually the only family member in Canada that wasn't born in Jamaica. So I feel kind of out of ways with that, but everything I grew up everything in Jamaica. I even married a Jamaican woman, so how can you get more than that?
All
Jeez, that's the way.
You're
That's
super
so
Yawd. You got 2.5 Yawd men. It's like instead of 2.5 men, it's a 2.5 Yawd.
Yo, give us the air horns, yo. Give us the air horns.
Yes.
Oh man.
All right.
I love it.
My kids knew that from like 2 years old. So.
Sorry, I interrupted you rudely, Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was gonna say, what'd you think of the collab with Buju, Capleton? Who else am I forgetting right now?
Buju, Capleton, and fuck. No, we're bad.
Just go on my Instagram.
I know. I'm like, yo, we just played it too.
You two Yawd men are very bad.
We just played it too. Oh,
well,
man.
I don't go. Honestly, I don't go to Khaled for my
Capleton,
my roots,
Bounty
so.
Killer, Buju.
Yeah.
With a Barrington Levy sample also.
Yes. Okay, that's
fire.
true. I thought it was fire. Just it reminds me of me growing up in Jane and Finch, going to when I was like maybe 5-6 year old. My dad take me to Domino's games. I don't know what's going on. Don't know how dangerous there is. And this is the music that's where it brought me back to that moment. So I would say it brought me really true. Even though Khaled, I think he's sworn in as Jamaican anyways. I think he did a good job with this because, you know, they give him a lot of props. There's a lot of the originals. And if you know the rest, they don't fool around with anybody. Nevertheless, their own. So, you know what I mean? It's really huge that they actually brought him in. So I think he did the song good justice. But I'm glad he didn't overdo it on the last album.
Yeah.
When he put so many stuff. Yeah. And you know what I mean? It's kind of diluted. I know he's trying to rep it, but I think he did a good job. One song's enough.
It's funny.
Well, the Migos song, okay. That was.
Are you talking about on this one or the last one?
The last album, he had a lot of.
He had a lot.
No. Forget the last album. I didn't.
Yeah. But on this one, I'm glad he just did one. But the Migos and the Her one, I love Her. I don't know. But what do you think, Patrick? What do you think about that?
We just had the opposite.
Yeah, like I love that song. I love that. I think it's just because of Her. Like Her, like she can do no wrong in my eyes. Her.
Yeah. The Migos, I just don't get it. I don't.
But Migos, they wasn't really there. It was just ad-libs.
At the end, enough. Yeah,
ad-libs. So like I think that's like I listened to that whole song just being like this, like on standby, ready to say I hated it because Amigos fucked it up.
Yeah.
And then all I got was the ad-libs, and I was like, okay, I can live with this. That's the way
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. You know what happens is that a lot of times I'm very passionate about being Jamaican, and I want Jamaicans on a song. Like for me, I've been telling my wife forever, like Drake should just do an album with all, or not Jamaican, but like he should just do one. If he's gonna go full on, he's gonna do full on. You know what I mean? With the originals. You know what I mean? I just think if you have a Jamaican artist and you know that they're, you know, Jamaican or reggae, I should say, is something that we're pushing a lot. I think you should push the artists. You know what I mean? There's a ton of Jamaican artists you can put on that. No offense to Her, no offense to Migos, but I don't think about, you know what I mean? Like I respect it, but at the end of the day, I think there's so many people that can get them more likes that, you know, are coming up, you know what I mean? So that's just me, but I don't hate the song. I usually have to wind up to get used to Migos song anyway. So I guarantee to try a few more times, you might like it more.
I mean, if you have to wind up for a Migos ad-lib song, I can only imagine how long it takes you to wind up for a regular Migos song.
Yo, facts. It's like
I have to wind up just to hear a ooh,
hey, woo.
Man, she's like, I got it. Hold on, give me a second.
Hold on. I'm not quite there yet, guys.
I'm really not there, honestly. Well, I heard this one person on a reaction video. They're saying like, you know, you're not going for Thugger for lyrics, right? I'm not going to Migos for lyrics, but they're the vibe. They bring a vibe to the song, and I think Her carried most of it. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Everyone has a, you know, maybe listen to it different, might be different, but I get what you mean though. I get what you mean.
Most def. Yes, sir. So, okay. We talked about music. We had some other things we want to talk to you about. Do we get into it now? Go for it, switch gears a little bit.
I don't like Shaq's smirk. I don't know what's going on.
No.
I'm not being I'm not being devilish. I have those topics for after when he's ready, when he's done going through these.
Yeah. So no, we want to get into your expertise a little bit, man, because get the people knowing like who you are and what you do and stuff like that. So we've been talking about this in a couple episodes ago and just talking about being Black in the professional space. Right. And I know that's something that, obviously you work in corporate worlds and stuff like that. And you do a lot of coaching and mentoring on that. So I'd love to get your take on like what you've seen or how you've seen things develop over the last year when it comes to just Black people and people of color being in the corporate world, and just like the inclusion of diversity. If you have seen a change, if you haven't seen a change, just like what your take is on everything.
Yeah, so working with you like the last 2 years, so within 2020, it was a really rough year, honestly. Like, I'm not a person that I never had anxiety in my vocabulary. I never actually called in sick ever. Like sick time, my wife would be so upset with me. She's like, "You're sick." I'm like, "No," because it's always, I have to feel like, for me, working corporate for the last like 15 years, I never saw anyone else like me. Like I was talking to people, I talked to a small group of Black individuals in my previous job. And I told them like, I had to learn how to like order food at like high-end restaurants. Like I used to eat at McDonald's and KFC. You bring me to like a keg, I'm like, I don't know what to order. Like, I don't know what this thing is. So, so something like that, or also understanding like etiquette and booking flights. Like none of my family did that. Like my mom still asked me like, "Yo, Neville, are you sure that flight's free?" I'm like, "Mom, they're covering it. Trust me." So it's not understanding, like, I didn't have any family members to lean on, right? So I felt that I always had to be on top, always had to show my best, having a good day, bad day. Thinking about my cousin that passed away not too long ago. That was really hard, but I couldn't show it because for me, I find that the next time they're going to look for a resume and they see, you know what, Neville was amazing. Because I set that standard, then the next person coming in. So I feel so much pressure on myself to always be that ideal person. So 2020 was a year where I really had to set myself in check. And as a Black person, a lot of the companies I work in, I'm usually typically the highest person in the role, where I've worked with like CEOs and presidents and executives. So I'm always the only minority in the room. And then a lot of times in HR or PNC, as you call it now, to make it more politically correct, PNC.
What's a PNC?
I'm always the only male. So can you imagine being a Black? Oh, so HR, human resources, is kind of a very
as you can tell, my last job didn't have HR, so I'm just getting used to it.
So the HR, human resources, typically sounds very like cold. You're moving people around. We mitigate costs. Basically, we try to reduce the cost of the company so that can be letting someone go X, Y, and Z. So people and culture sounds a lot nicer. Like I'll approach you a little more. So just a rephrase.
I remember that rebrand. I used to see those jobs and I was like, I would kill in a job of people and culture. Then it's like, oh, you need to be an HR professional. I'm like, oh, that's not me.
Exactly.
Same job. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to know what PNC was.
But that's the whole point of this conversation. Like one thing I did, like, not to talk about it, but my cousin, when he passed away, I promised his mom that I would bring all the men together, because all the Black guys, I have cousins that are in jail, just the same story, like a lot of us have as minorities. But I promised her. So what I do, I bring my cousins, all 9 of us together. Every time we go to the keg, they think they were going to rob us because I'm 6'4". All my cousins are huge and look like linebackers. But when they see how we're brought up the right way, because our mother would beat us if we didn't act the right way.
Yeah.
Those are the things that, we bring together. So when you ask that question, Shaq, I think this is the place to do it. If you can't ask another person like myself or Patrick some questions, then it makes you look better in front of, the other people, right? Because you should always have a safe space. And for me, you can always ask me a question. No questions, good or bad. I think it is about realizing you have a safe space. You always learn from each other, you know what I mean? So, working environment, I always felt a lot of pressure to always do the right thing. So 2020 was a lot because I'm dual citizen, so I'm American and Canadian.
Oh, you got that.
I am Jamaican by heart. Yeah. That was a 12 years in the making. Trust me, it felt like it was doing time, but that's another story on its own. But
there's a couple ways that I can figure out how I'm gonna get mine. But like,
okay.
Man, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, and they make it very hard, especially as a minority. One time, I got 4 stars on my airline ticket, and I was like, oh man, I hope I don't get searched. I hope that's not cavity search. But the guy's like, I don't know what you did. I was like, oh Lord.
Damn.
So, it all comes with territory, but we wasn't talking about that later. But so working 2020, it was really hard because doing a dual citizen, seeing a lot of Black people passing away. I've been in situations where I was held at gunpoint by 2 cops that thought I would fit the description. Jeez. And this is in Milton. So Milton is not that far from anywhere else that we've been before. So it's something that I could live to. So when I saw those stories, it hit me different. And the problem is I had to keep on going. Like in training, what I do, where I facilitate and I support leaders, I don't have an off day. I can't act fine, and just kind of go throughout my day. I have to kind of always show and improve because I'm helping other people, right? It's different if I'm in a meeting, I can sit in and write notes, but I have to actually run the training for 4 or 5 hours a day. It's a lot. So that was a lot for me. And what I try to do is actually reach out to other people. So Patrick was a good resource. I learned a lot from Patrick. We had a great coworker called Sonia. She changed my life because there were so many things I felt like I was doing, but I wasn't actually doing a lot as a Black person in my department. So that was something that was really big. So working in an environment is very stressful. This 2020, I had a lot of emotional. I cried a lot, which I never cried in probably 4 or 5 years before that. So it was a lot, man, honestly. So it really brought me close to Patrick and to other minorities. And people actually just to me say, hey, Neville, I always want to talk to you. So it was a great opportunity for them to realize, we're all here together. And to ask that big question is how you really are doing. Like Tyrone or T-Rex, as we know, that was kind of a big emotional part. And, I felt for him, when he went through that because he's on TV. At least I'm only doing maybe 300 people max, but
for sure,
thousands of people on the TV and breaking down like that, right? So the big thing for me, I always pull people ask, hey, Patrick, what's going on? How are you really feeling? I feel like crap. This is a terrible day. Asking those questions are really important to ask for minorities because right now, recently, I've been reaching out to my Asian group of individuals and saying, how are you guys feeling? Talk to me. Let me know if you're venting, you want to cuss or whatever. It's for you to realize everybody goes through a different thing, but there is a certain generation that does not generation, but it's certain individuals that don't go through this, right? And that's something you have to be mindful of. You have to be careful that you have to be inclusive, but you have to support those that don't have a voice. Leveraging your influence to kind of do that in a certain way, or yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like that whole level of influence and being a Black person in a corporate environment, which is all of us.
Yeah.
I think it's a very interesting conversation. So I want to throw it to Patrick and say, yo, you as a Black man working where you work, was there a different approach to the way you did your job, or was there a different level of consciousness to your Blackness and you representing what and doing and trying to do right by your people and trying to make things better for your people with your corporate position? Was there that happening when things happened? Did you change that whole mindset where you were just Patrick working where you work to I'm a Black man where I'm at?
Yeah. Honestly, that happened. There was a shift, and I don't know if it was pressure I felt from that I put on myself or whether it was just externally, but there was definitely a shift where it was no longer I'm just Patrick. It's now I am, to some degrees, I felt almost tokenized, even though Neville was there at the time and we had some other colleagues, but I felt like I was the person people are coming to ask or have these discussions. You know what I mean? But then I also felt like I had this duty to play where I need to be that person to sort of not be a good example, not to say that, but to be sort of a voice, and to be a driver and to push, to push what it's like to be Black in a corporate space and in a space where you're usually the only one there. I felt like I needed to be that person or one of those people to really drive that message home. So there's definitely a shift for sure. I don't know about you guys or Shaq.
Well, for me, I just to what Neville was saying, and I think I talked about it back when things were happening. It was the first time that I acknowledged a lot of those things that you were talking about, a lot of those emotions, a lot of the frustrations, and even just acknowledging my mental health as a thing. Anxiety was something I never even said the word anxiety till I realized, because there was always there would be moments where there would be a tightness in my chest, and as a dude, it's easy to just brush it off as it's okay,
just gas.
Never mind, it's temporary. And then, but I'll be it's too high for gas, Patrick. It's up here.
I was gonna say ginger beer. I just had a ginger beer. It's called a ginger beer. Hard to sing.
No. So it was just I'd be okay, my chest.
Yeah.
Okay, everything's cool.
Yeah.
And then eventually, after I've been used to that being a thing, I don't even think anything of it. So it'll just be it's just a chest pain. Then I started noticing when it would happen. Then also just every other aspect of my mental health. So I started being a little bit more conscious of it because of what was going on. It was the first time I started addressing it and trying to manage that with like meditation and yoga and whatever, just journaling and actually talking about this stuff. That was new to me, and I'm not sure, and I feel like with you guys it was probably similar, but I really do wonder if that's just like if 2020 was like an awakening for most people.
I think it was, but it kind of went away. Like, so there was a big, I can't speak for every company, but I think there was a big drive. Like I had to actually do with Patrick and with Sonia, we did a big drive with doing training from top down. So from all the leaders all the way down. I can't say certain things because PNC. But I was actually surprised the most resistance we actually got. And, we got a lot of pushback saying, it's not just about race. It's not about, there's different types of prejudice. I'm a white person and I feel X, Y, and Z. So I was floored because I was like, yeah, we haven't got to the coworkers yet. Like we're just as leaders united. So, what's going to happen? So a lot of times companies speak a lot about their values and culture, but let them see how it is when they're pushing and so on, see what happens. So I find a lot of times that they say a lot of stuff, but they'll get the momentum because it feels good back in May, June, and then it kind of fizzles out. Where I'm at right now, I'm starting from scratch. I don't think they even realize 2020. To be quite honest, I don't think they realized George Floyd happened. I had to build things from scratch because, yes, it's about putting, as Patrick said, putting the pressure on yourself. I do feel it externally, but I'm a big advocate only for Black people and for those who are regional minorities. But I'm a big person for women because of the fact that women don't have the same rights as men. They are treated very badly. I worked in sales. You guys probably had some experiences working in marketing. I've
definitely done both. I've done
TV world, right?
Done them all.
You see what things exactly, right? So you see things that happen. So I'm a big advocate for women as well too. So but it's understanding leveraging that privilege. So I see the fad that happened last year. Yeah. I don't see any strong changes that happened, to be quite honest, in the business world.
Nah, and that's a good point too. I think it's an issue with our society. I find like a larger issue where we just move on. There's so much happening. We don't have the attention span to stick with something longer than like a month, 2 months. True. It's always on to the next thing. So we don't give things a chance to breathe. You know what I mean? There's no real, let's pause, let's be in this moment, let's try to fix a situation. It's just like, all right, we talked about it, on to the next thing, And I feel like that's what's happened, where we had the Chauvin trial, a couple of weeks ago. And then the very next day and days after, we're hearing about more police shootings and stuff. And we're hearing about more discrimination and more things like this happening. It's like, the problem didn't go away, but everyone feels like because we had a moment, it's fixed.
Yeah. How did you guys feel after that? I was just curious. Like, how did you feel after the Chauvin trial?
It didn't matter to me. It could have went either way. It literally did not matter to me. What happened. That guy had already had so many other scenarios that were very similar. And to me, the whole police department is complicit, and at this point on this stage it makes sense that they would want to distance themselves as much as possible, and then on the days that the trial was going on, as well as on the announcement, we just kept on hearing more stories where police were continuing to kill Black people and shit like that. So it means nothing to me. Like, that's just honestly what that all of that did for me was just told me how much I really don't fuck with the United States. I don't have any belief that they can get their shit together. I don't think that there's going to be a situation where Black, white, brown, everything is going to be all kumbaya. It's always going to be
conflict,
systemically what it is.
Yeah.
You can have certain people getting reformed. We can have certain ignorant people understanding, but the hate will always exist. And I don't think there's nothing that anybody could tell me where they're going to convince me otherwise. That's how I felt about it.
Well, a lot of people say that the system's meant to work as it is, right? So the police system, the judicial system, they're all working exactly how they are. So technically it's actually working as it is. So unless they reform it and break it down. So, it's, I can understand it for sure. I didn't feel good about I'm happy the family got self movement.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard about the lady, the person, she actually she was a police officer in Buffalo, and she got fired for taking off another police officer from choking out a Black person. And she got fired for it because they made up a story behind her. She actually, I think it's called the Carroll Law, where she's trying to make it a law where it's against the law if you actually don't step in and try to prevent someone from dying. So it's actually crazy. You have to make a law for the cops to do their job.
That's crazy.
Which is right now, but actually she just, after 12 years of being fired, she just got reinstated her pension. And now she has to now fight for everything. So the good thing about, you see these small stories. I think last year was a big movement. I think it's really important to be mindful of it. But I think, Shaq, you have a right to how you feel, right? I think we all felt like, whatever, because at the end of the day, you heard 6 other things. I think 5 people died this week, and they were all in the age of 20-something or X, Y, and
the thing is, it happens so often that I don't feel the need to look into it deeper than what I heard.
Sure.
It's like, do I look so deep that I can now put rest in peace so-and-so, say their name too, and then we just continue this dumb cycle like it's a content calendar? Like, I'm in advertising. To me, this is just like gross. This is what I do on a day-to-day basis, where it's like, we can know what to expect to post as per what's going on. And especially now that I'm in sports, it's going to be even more cyclical. So now I can relate to exactly what's going on at work in the way that I can expect things. Oh, it's playoff time. It's about time that we start doing stuff like this. It's training camp. We're going to start doing shit around this. Oh, somebody gets murdered. Is it a Black person? Get the hashtag ready and get to say her name. And let's exactly. It's just clockwork to me. So like, to me, I don't even feel the need to do any of that shit anymore. The black tile, I honestly, the only reason why I even keep that shit on my feed is just a reminder of, like, to me, that's where I really changed my approach and how I really feel about everything, and how out loud I'm going to be about how I feel.
For sure. Yo, I still haven't changed my my profile pic on IG. It's still the black fist. You know what I mean? And I've had moments where I'm like, I could change this to like a pic of me.
It's a little aggressive.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, nah, not at all. I'm not changing it. Like, this will always remind people whenever they look at my page, whenever they come, you will be reminded that Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean?
And also the whole thing is about, for me, I found 2020 is like, as you guys talked about, I think a few weeks ago, about understanding, like, it's almost a line in the sand, you know what I mean? Like, I think you just do what's best for you, Shaq, or whoever the case is that's listening. Like, you got to do what's best for your mental health. Sometimes I'm just not on Instagram, like, at all.
Exactly.
Sometimes I hear the story and I'm like, okay. I don't go and search and, like, stress on, go through all the emotional cycles you go through, right? You got to do what's best for you. You know what I mean? I may pick up and look at certain things and say, okay, fine, I'll look at it. But if you know it's not something good, why are you going to put yourself through that? Trust. I think after the 19th or 20th person, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, and it's weird that you hear this from a minority. That's how bad it is. That you're getting to the point where it's becoming, not say cliche, but that's a terrible thing that we're getting to now, right? Yeah, for sure. But it's important. But I think it's good for you to put your stance on where it is. For me, I wrote a long blog on my posts a few months ago. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but I'm like, employers are not going to hire me. They're not going to hire me. I'm tired of always trying to not hide myself, who Neville is at work. So it's not like I'm saying anything derogatory.
Welcome to the gang. I think we're all about that right now. You can,
you do what you're
as
best.
A Black man, we all, I think more so than any other minority, I feel strongly enough that I feel like we're the ones that try the hardest to conform, small up ourselves, and really,
it's a generational thing.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy, and I'm happy that, like, my parents are, like, generationally young enough that they can understand me, but old enough that it's like a learning for them to see how I approach work. Like, I remember I'm going to job interviews, and they're like, really, you're going not wearing a suit and tie,
dangly earrings?
I'm not going to a job interview like that. No, the earrings are at home. No, I'm wearing I'm just wearing a button up. Not tucked in, whatever, and just some nice pants and whatever. And to them, they were like, why aren't you wearing a suit and tie? Or just that's just one example, but there's a whole lot of other things. But, like, I think now I'm just so happy to see, and I almost feel like 2020 is a big catalyst for this for a lot of people to start like they're just outwardly becoming themselves and they don't give a fuck. Like I always wanted to look a certain way and do certain things. To even have my nose ring was a big deal to me professionally. I was like, I don't know if I do this. Like I held off until after university, and then after university came, I thought I was too old, and I was like, no. You want it.
Hey, then, I got mine last year, and I'm 36, so that didn't
live your life.
Hey,
Exactly.
Live your life.
Exactly.
I got a tattoo in my dad's house. I got a tattoo.
Yeah, in your dad's house. What did he say?
He was not happy. He was cheesed.
How does he feel today about it?
It's whatever. Like, what's he gonna do? It's here. It's permanent, right?
Yeah, so you should have a barometer that shows like happy and like vex. Not angry. Vex is a little higher.
Vex.
But, like I always felt if I can't get a job because you don't fuck with what I look like, then fuck you. Period. Because we as Black people see white people and all like looking any kind of way for a job.
By the way, face tattoos, man. Tattoos.
Exactly. Yeah, I always wanted to get like hand tattoos. I want to get my neck and all that at some point, maybe. Yeah. I'm gonna get it done when I'm ready. And it has nothing to do with like, oh, I don't know if my job will allow it. Like I work at MLSE now. Nobody can tell me shit at this point. And I got the job at MLSE after I started to do whatever the fuck I wanted to do.
Yeah. Did you celebrate that though? Getting that job? Because I think a lot of people like you're really making an impact. Like, do you have family members that have done what you've done in your career, Shaq?
No, not at all. Not
that's a huge thing. But the whole thing a lot of times we talk about is I always talk to my cousins, you know, some of them are just come from jail. I'm saying you got to recognize the privilege because you realize you're doing more than your previous generation. You're doing more than what your family does. Even if they agree or disagree with you, you get an MLSE job, I'll get you a drink because at the end of the day, you got to know the world is not going to recognize you because they're always going to find an issue that you're doing. Even if you do the perfect job at MLSE or your previous job, they're always going to find faults. So you got to have people that are like-minded. Like I did this course on stress management, understanding is not just about, using the Calm app and doing certain things that you guys probably talked about before, but it's also having like-minded people because it's very easy, especially working from home and being in an environment where you're always looked at as something being wrong or doing something wrong. You need an environment where you have people like, Patrick, now you have me, where you can say, you know what, I'm not having a good day. Let me talk and we're going to boost you up because you know what? You need like-minded people to keep you going. There's no way you're going to keep going. But honestly, Jack, that's big props for you, man. That's even big. Patrick, big things, you know what I mean? Like those simple things we got to recognize because those simple things, we may think, oh, he's going to have a job. No, you're actually doing more than your previous generation, your grandparents have done before. And that's huge, man.
You're right. And it's funny. Like, I think back to it, we all grew up in like in hood areas or whatever. And you run into someone on the street, you say like, what are you up to? Like, oh, yo, that's how you're moving? Yo, I see you. They'll say stuff like that.
That's real though.
And it's real. It's like, but like, even in a simple sense like that, it's like, yo, we got to big each other up when we accomplish anything because, yo, like,
who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna do it? If we don't big ourselves up, who's gonna do it?
Man, there's not. And the funny thing, like when you talk about working corporate, there's always there's like two people. There are the people who are like kiss their teeth, like I don't know how you got that job, and then or there's the people that will cheer you up. But there's not a lot of people like when I worked in one job, I was actually taking care of all of North America and Mexico in my job, and I had this one guy he pulled me aside like I just want to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, man, pull a seat up. I talk to anybody because at the end of the day, like. He's just like, no, I never had anybody that I never seen a Black person in that position before. I used to work in this racist, like they were full of like, I was going to say they're racist because I went to this country area. They looked upset. They didn't want to pay attention to me. And I'm in front of them for 8 hours. By the end of it, because of what my mom taught me, Jamaicans, 101, is that you prove by your work. You work hard. They can't say nothing to you, right? Because if your work's there, they can't see nothing. So after the 8 hours, they really came around. They talked to me, and there's one Black lady. She didn't even work for the company. She was one of the cleaners. She's like, honestly, I've never seen somebody turn these people around. I'm like, because end of the day, if you prove your worth, you prove your worth. If they don't see it, someone else will. Trust me. The world is not that small. Unfortunately, in Canada, we are almost conditioned to see everything in a small globe. But if you go, like, if I were to go in the States and work in the same job I'm in, I'm telling you, I'd have gotten 6 figures like 8 years ago. My friend, they pay. Canada is, I can't say Canada across the board, but in my industry, they pay more based on how long you've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the United States, we realize that you are the youngest, just like any other industry, military, sports. They pay you more when you're younger, not younger, but they see the potential when you're younger, and they start paying you when you're premium or high level when you're late 20s, mid 20s, because they realize the skill levels there. You're not dependent on your family and stuff like that, right?
Right.
But not here in Canada. We don't see it all the time. And then being a minority, and then being able to see that shell, and then if you have a face tattoo, I got many times where I got on my performance review that I talk too deep. My voice is too intimidating. They actually wrote that on my review. I had to remove my earring for a job interview. They told that after I got the job, I still had to remove it. They wanted me to cover my tattoo that was on my shoulder. I'm like, I don't even wear sleeveless.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
You'd be surprised. The stories I could tell you how people treat you, but the whole thing is about, you have to think about the next generation behind you. When they're hiring another, I'm trying to think of like a serious Black name, like Neville.
Something tin.
Something.
Everton.
I think of somebody outside of Patrick. Patrick's the go-to name. I know a lot of Patrick, but or Bruce. That's my father's name.
Yes.
When you think of the next person, you have to think about, yes, I'm going to take this to the chin, but I'm doing it for the next generation. However, you can't always have to be a punching bag at work.
For sure.
And Patrick did a great job. Seeing Patrick, people respect Patrick, people love Patrick, but no one's going to stop on Patrick. Patrick will stand up for himself and say, you know what, this is enough. And that's why I learned a lot from Patrick working for him, knowing when to say no and say, you know what, I'm Black, but I'm not the token Black person.
Yeah.
I'm not the emperor of Zamunda. I'm not the spokesperson for all Black people, right? So you got to understand the balance.
You have to do that.
But what do you guys think about what we all grew up, like the mentality was? Like, I know early on, and I could say this at least maybe like 11, maybe like 10 or 11. My mom told me this: you're gonna have to work twice as hard as the white kid next to you for the same opportunity. I now, and maybe not like I'm not saying today, I'm saying maybe the past couple years, I've said, you know what, fuck this. I've been working long enough. I've proven myself enough, and I'm working smart. I'm not working hard. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work smart. I'm gonna get the job done. I'm gonna have a good time while I'm doing it, and I'm not gonna be the person that's gonna work all day and night to get where I'm gonna want to do. Because I've also seen the white person that does that, and it doesn't get them where they're supposed to go. So, I like, what do you guys say to that? Like, I know we're not entry level anymore. We've been in our careers at that point after you've proven yourself, or do you even like have a different mentality from entry level?
No,
work twice as hard as the white person next to you.
Definitely. It's funny you say that age range, Shaq, because that's exactly when I had that teacher. I had I think grade 5, Miss Phillips. Shout out to Miss Phillips. First Black teacher I had pulled me aside, and like I hated it at the time because she was like a second mom. She was hard, and like she would always she would call my parents up. Like they would have more conversations than they're supposed to, you know what I mean? Than just that a teacher interview. Yeah. But like she would pull me aside and be like, listen, same thing. Like, you can't be goofing off like this. You can't be doing these things because there's so much more eyes on you, so many more eyeballs on you. You've got to work twice as hard. And to your point, Shaq, I've definitely done that now where, I'm not trying to kill myself working 16 hours a day that I see some people do. It's like, no, I'm going to get what I need to do done in the time I have allotted. And you're going to notice me. You're going to pay attention to me. You're not going to forget that I'm here, but I'm going to work smarter than harder. You know what I mean? Because I've seen it with my parents. I've seen it with my family members. I've seen it with the generation before me. They don't always get that shine. So I'm going to try to do it in a different way to make sure that I get that shine and whoever comes after me gets that shine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm a workaholic. So my mom put that into me like from day one. Like, trust me. If I got an A, why not an A plus? So it's always She always put that kind of level on me all the time. So my mom was a teacher as well. So I had I didn't know summer breaks off. I had to learn curriculum and do all this. I'm like, oh, I hated. Hey, I can't even look at the bulletin board where you used to do the frame around the grade school. They used to do kind of a trim around the board where you do all your homework. Nightmares. I can't even look at that anymore, man. But yeah, honestly, I never even had a black teacher until I think grade 11, to be quite honest. So in my area, I never even had any. But for me, I guess it's around the same. So
I was there. I had Miss McCoy. What about you?
I did not. I don't know what it was. Every year, the closest I did have minorities, but it just wasn't black, unfortunately. Yeah. And then my mom brought me out. I feel like freshman spell air, where you know how we got sent from Philly to LA. My mom brought me to Brampton. I'm like, what the hell is Brampton? I was like nervous and stuff like that. Didn't know all this like rolling fields and stuff like that. But then we came back to Jenny Finch afterwards. But anyways, yeah. So I guess around the same time. For me, it's the same situation where I realized I had to work harder. It was something that was ingrained in me because I was our only son as well, too. So, and I was actually technically, everyone, I'm not sure what you're feeling, but I don't have a full sibling. So all I have half, they all just have the same mom or the same dad. So I'm technically a single child. So I think a lot of pressure for her because she was worried because I was only her son. And my brother, unfortunately, didn't go the same path that she would in that way. So he had a little rough situation. So I think she just put a lot of pressure on me. So I think it happened even like age 5. I think I was terrified. But going to the work environment, I have a crazy work ethic. So in my other job, to be honest, actually, I was pulling in like 16, 17-hour days easy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, and it was something that it was just, sometimes things don't fit and you got to understand about yourself. For me, if you look at my resume is pretty long, like 4 pages long now. Like I moved jobs every 2-3 years. So for me, I don't mind betting on myself because I've always been kind of my lone wolf. But in this job and moving forward, I am going to try to scale back the hours. For me, I work hard because I take pride in my work. And that's something that I'm very proud to be a Jamaican. Jamaicans take very pride in their work.
That's true.
Take pride in stuff like that. So for me, I felt my identity is tied to my work ethic. But I think I had to scale back. I don't work as hard as I used to because at the end of the day, you still get the same paycheck, same way. Yep. So I don't see the point in that way for sure. So when you see, Julian sitting beside herself and, taking pictures of herself and she gets the same paycheck as me, I'm like, forget that, man. I'm not going to scale back a bit. Yeah.
See, like, I'm getting paid, let's just say $100K. I'm getting paid $100K a year. And I can either put the 18 hours in, or I could put 10, 12 a day. Yeah. And to me, the 10, 12 sounds better, not just because I get more time to do what I want to do, because at the end of the day, yes, this is my life and I don't want to work for my life. It's because I value my time. I value my time so much so that if you wanted me to work 18 hours a day, you would pay me more. It doesn't matter if you're paying me $100,000 and that's a good salary. That good salary has got to get greater if you want me to work. What do you want me to do? So like I can never, like, to me, we're all technically paid to work from like a 9 to 5 range. I'm constantly trying to get everything done within that period. I work in sports and whatever. So there's things and fires to be addressed later. That's it. I'm going to reply to emails. I'm going to maybe have a little exchange, a phone call here and there, maybe add finishing touches on something that I was working on earlier. But I'm not starting something net new at 6 p.m. and ending it at like 10 so that I can go to bed and start doing some other, I look at work as fulfilling other people's dreams. I'm not here to spend my entire life to fulfill somebody else's dream. I want a pod.
I love it. I hear you. Honestly, I think there's a difference too. I want to make it clear that we're not saying don't work hard, because obviously you're working hard. It's just a different way of working, right? But even if I think back to university, I never pulled an all-nighter. To this day, I've never been a person that stayed up all night.
I pulled an all-nighter because I was with the homies that was doing it. And I was there kicking it. I was just kicking it.
Yeah. It's just you find ways. I've always just found a way where I'm just gonna grind. I'll put myself on like do not disturb and I'll grind for those 8 hours I'm there. But once I've reached my mental break, I'm out, bro. Like, because I know I'm not going to be as productive. So what's the point? What am I doing? You know? But yeah, I just want to make that clear that we're not saying don't work hard.
Exactly.
You're gonna work hard.
Stay in school.
Yeah. Work hard. But
your mother will beat you.
Most def.
I do have a couple different ways we can go with this now that we can get to some of these topics that I kind of have had that are kind of fun.
Yeah. I think we've been wholesome enough.
Lil Duval or Steve Harvey? You guys choose.
Oh man, let's go Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey, unanimous? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Steve Harvey.
So there's a clip that resurfaced, and I don't really fuck with Steve Harvey and his takes and the fact that anytime he has a mic and he's not telling jokes, I don't really want to hear it. But this is something he said a while ago. It's popped up again, and it's where he's basically saying that women and men cannot have platonic relationships. It's just an impossible feat. Before I get you guys to react, let's hear the king who wrote the book on Think Like a Man and how we actually think, because he knows everything, doesn't he not?
Right. He speaks for all men.
He speaks for all men. So let's hear what he says.
Well, my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're
most
guys.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way.
So did he just spill the beans on what's really going on in all of our minds about all of our relationships with women that aren't our women? Or is this guy overgeneralizing, full of shit, speaking for himself and thinking that everybody thinks the same way he does?
Neville, let you go first.
Yeah. So I think he's personally speaking about himself. I don't know if you guys know he got married 3 times. Maybe he hasn't got it organized yet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And money can. What do they say? Like it's kind of business 101. Money can cover all mistakes. You know what I mean? When you have to be tight for money. You know what I mean? So I think for him, I think he's speaking for himself. Living in the United States as a male, I do find, and this is from my experience, not across the board, I do find there's a lot. I've seen a lot of guys that look poor, look homeless, and they still have 3 girls. So I find it's just a different culture in the United States as well, depending on where you live. Yeah. So maybe that's a mentality that they have because of I find the women here in Canada generally, especially Jamaican women, that I am more attracted to, and only my wife. So that's it. But I find it's like you have to have a little work. I find we have to work a little harder for the women that we have here. And that's just from my experience. Someone else can speak otherwise, but I think that might be a factor, maybe the culture that he's in and being comedy, maybe having the women around him, having a type of groupie type environment. I never had that before. Maybe you guys, I'm not sure. But for me, I think he's speaking for himself. I have tons of friends that are like, I'm like best friends with them. And they're women. Some are, more like some people might perceive them more attractive than others. Some people might feel that, they're, hotties and stuff like that. So I've had no issues because I see them.
Bad things is what we call them.
Bodies. Bad things.
I'm getting old, man. I'm getting 37.
That's me. I'm reminding you.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, I can have friends. I'm in an industry where I train like 3,000 people a year. I used to travel a lot like crazy, and I had a lot of people that were 19, 20 from university as my interns. So a lot of people from outside in might perceive it a certain way, but we always kept it very professional and stuff like that. So for me, I've never had the issue of having platonic friends as an opposite sex. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, Steve Harvey, man. Steve Harvey. Every time he speaks, I get upset because he's always telling on himself. Like, not telling
his story. His lens, clearly, it's just his lens.
That's it. It's a small tunnel vision, man. Because honestly, like you, Neville, I've got a lot of friends in general, but like my closest friends, like one of my like best friends, I've known her since middle school, and I said one of them. How
dare you?
And we have a great relationship, you know what I mean? And there's never been anything else other than platonic friendship, you know what I mean? And I don't understand when people question, can men and women just be friends? Of course you can, but can you, the individual, can you handle that? Because I guess not every person can. You know, maybe like Steve Harvey, there are guys out there who they can only see women in one way, and that's just as a sexual object or something like that, which is unfortunate. And I feel sorry for those guys, but you gotta mature beyond that, because you're missing out on some great relationships and some great advice.
Like, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, is Steve Harvey just basically saying like, yo, translation, I can't be friends with a woman, especially a pretty one, because guess what? I'm liable to try and fuck you. Like, and that's what
you sound like a predator.
I know it does sound very predatory, but that's the way I'm perceiving what he's saying. To me, that's what he's saying. He's saying that he can't help himself. Women are just too insatiable that he can't even have a relationship past pleasantries and business, perhaps, if that.
Is that Rick Ross said the same thing too, right?
He said that he could never have he didn't
female
have
artist.
a female artist because he'd be trying to have sex with him.
Wow.
Is that a form of addiction though? That's what it seems like. It seems like it's a form of addiction.
It could be sex addiction.
Yeah, or even like, you know, we all have things that we need to work on. Like some people have anger management issues. Like maybe he just like, I'm too rich, I don't need to worry about that issue. You know, as a man, you work on things. You try to be more efficient. You try, especially when you have someone that you're going to marry or be with for a long time, you have to compromise. Maybe, you know, he's always had money, so maybe he's never had to worry about, okay, can I look at this person past their looks?
Yeah.
Because he's never had to, you know what I mean? So I always find it's all relative. You are the product of your environment, right?
Like,
I know you don't care about Steve Harvey.
So do you guys? So with what Steve Harvey said, the fact that you guys both have friends that are women in your lives, as do I. I was about to say. I'm not just. I know I like to omit myself from certain scenarios.
I know you do. I've noticed.
For my pleasure.
I think it's like a given.
But I do have friends that are women, and so. Have you guys had, whether you guys want to bring up in the like in past relationships or your current situation where your loved one is just like, I don't feel comfortable with you having a relationship with women. I'm not saying that woman, because maybe sometimes there's something we, you know, but I'm just saying women in general.
It has come up for me. I think it's because I used to travel a lot for work, gone for weeks on end. The stories, maybe I was too transparent with my partner in terms of, because working with sales, and once again, not stereotyping these departments, but that's generally where they were assigned, where, you know, people had, like, I remember one time I did a presentation with 400 people. And I was doing it with he was a VP of the department. And in the meantime, he was going all over this girl that's like maybe 20, 21. And I'm like, this guy has like 2 kids. He's on social media promoting it. I'm like, these people are brazen. I couldn't, if I'm going to do something like that, I'm not going to be posting about my wife and my kids online.
That's nasty.
You know what I mean? So I think because I was transparent, telling her, you know, all this, I wouldn't tell her all this stuff, but I would tell her certain things that happened and stuff like that. Because I'm like, I can't even go through a presentation. You can't hold off on that girl for 5 minutes, man. I'm almost done my presentation, man. But, you know, so it was something, I think because of that, she was cautious. And I can understand her point of view and stuff like that. Even like some people at work, they would question, say, you know, well, are you really that person? They kind of joke around and stuff like that because of their age and stuff like that. So I've had that situation happen to me. But I don't, for me, I find as I'm getting older, I'm less judgmental. I try not to like take things too seriously, but for me, I would be jealous for sure because my wife is very pretty, very good looking, and bringing her and Jamie Finch and some of these eras, these guys, I'm like,
talk about it. Big up your queen.
The amount of fights,
yeah.
She's like holding me back, like that. But I'm like, would you want me not to fight for you? You know what I mean? But anyway, so yes,
that's the next topic.
How about you, Patrick?
How about you, Patrick?
Yeah, I haven't actually been in that scenario yet. I've had it where it's been like very specific, but that's different situations. But in general, no. But like, oh man, there was something you said, Neville, that got me where it's like, I think there are certain industries where there's the stereotype, right? Where it's more prone, where there's going to be these entanglements or these situations that may arise, right? So I think
don't bring that word back.
I know. I'm just
done with it. He kind of flinched. He flinched.
I know he did.
It's like,
I'm just like, oh god.
Anyway,
entanglement,
Patrick.
Professional cheating.
Professional cheating.
It sounds like a legal document you write down. No, I didn't cheat. I know.
Entanglement.
Sorry, Patrick.
No. I was just gonna say. So I haven't actually been in those situations, but like I've definitely heard stories of people in those situations where, vice versa too. I know a lot of guys who will say, no, my girl can't have male friends. Or any girl they're with, she just can't have male friends. And I feel like there's some sort of insecurity that come from feeling that way.
Oh yeah.
Because you're thinking maybe based off how you've done things in the past, whether you've been shady or whether things have happened to you. So you can't let that go. So you're projecting that onto someone else. I just feel like there's lived experiences that people project onto others. And that's unfortunate that it ends up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me? Have I really? I thought this wasn't going to get back.
What's coming. No, I know. He's ready to go to the next one. We stay with you. We stay with you.
Yeah, of course I've been in this situation before.
Oh, I know you have.
I've been, multiple times, but I don't know. I've had genuine relationships with women, like really good, genuine, platonic ones that like I truly value to want to have as long as I can have them. Like I have, but like I've had situations where whoever I was seeing at the time questioned it. A lot of the times, what's the motivation for it? I think sometimes people just see, sometimes they see people where they're like, okay, you guys are both attractive, and I can imagine that maybe that you guys should have had a thing. And if you guys have not had a thing in the past, I highly doubt it enough to question what's going on here. So I think that's what it is sometimes. If like, and I don't know, this is why like whenever I've dated somebody, like, I do a good job of like introducing who's important early. You know what I mean? Like if they're random after that, you have every right to question it. But like, listen, these are who I love. These are my people. Meet them all.
Damn.
And then if I say a year and a half later, oh, meet Becky. This is Becky. Me and Becky go way back. Yeah, Becky with that I didn't even realize what I was. I didn't realize I was saying. Becky,
I thought that's what you were. I thought that's what you were going for. Okay. I was like, damn.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I don't even know a Becky, but say I introduced Becky after. I understand. I understand the questioning. I would be like, oh, I get it, because somebody completely random outside of my world to you that I'm introducing at this stage. So I think I think what it actually boils down to more than anything is communication.
That's true. That's
facts. The level of communication that you have with your partner
and trust.
Because even though you're communicating, they could think that those words are just bullshit that are coming from your mouth as you're trying to explain what a situation is. And then like going back to what you're saying in terms of different roles, like I've been in a sales role. I've been traveling internationally, and I understand what might be the norm in certain situations for some people.
Sometimes you're
They have their wife and kids at home.
Yep.
But like,
they got a wife on the road.
I'm on the road right now.
Oh man.
I've heard people literally say for real, like they have a policy about borders, like real borders. They're like, oh, different state, different country. Out of sight, out of mind.
Damn. Wow. I couldn't live with that on my conscience, bro.
This is why I said every relationship is not one size fits all.
That's true. That is true.
One thing to add to that, just like it. So as Patrick knows, Shaq don't know, but I'm married for like almost 14 years now. So
veteran.
The reason why I say that, not to preface, because I'm not a boastful person. Patrick knows that, but understanding that you will be tested though. I'm letting you know, like we're being married. You know, like when you have kids and they're young and they're sick, and your wife is tired and she's exhausted. You come home and you're like, can't wait to see them. They're just like, they don't want to see you. You know, sleeping, food's not cooked. You know, you have to clean up and sweep up after. So those are moments where you be like, did I do the right thing? And you do the right thing. You have to kind of lean to yourself. So let you guys know, if you guys go down that path of being married or being a partner for a long time, let me tell you, sometimes you're just like, what's going on here? Like, why I'm really coming to this really knows everyone's talking to me, you know what I mean? You have to be mindful. You would be tested a lot of the time when you come home or you're traveling a lot and you have that partner or have that kid. It's going to be a situation where you're just like, you know what? I did the right thing. And later on, it may not feel the way now. That's why I say having the group of people that you can call and say, yo, Neville, am I doing the right thing? Hell yeah, bro, you're doing the right thing. Trust me. You need to have people that have gone through different experiences. Yeah. You know, you heard the saying, you know, show me your future, show me your friends, right?
Yeah.
That's a huge thing, I believe, as I get older.
No, definitely. So if I call you in a couple months from now, you know, after I tie the knot, just know.
You gotta man, trust me.
This guy's low-key trying to grab all of his mentors through this podcast.
Just what's going on.
But honestly, man, trust me. I wish, like, literally, I find like I'm almost by myself. Like, I had to link up with people that didn't look like me, had a higher tax bracket, had different environment, because that's where I learned. Because if I looked at the friends that were around with me, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know what I mean? So the least I can do is, if I've been married for 14 years, you know, it's not been like perfect. It's been phenomenal, but it's been something that's been a learning exercise. So if I can pass on any knowledge and say, you know what, I've been there before, I would have died for this information when I was going through these things when I was younger. So trust me, pick up that phone, man. Trust me, you might save your life.
Right. I appreciate that.
So I want to go from this wholesome-ish conversation that we had to the opposite side of the spectrum, to when things don't go so great. This can be kind of ratchet, actually. Things don't go so great and you actually don't end up getting married and you just break up. So Lil Duval.
Oh man.
Jeez.
I guess he's speaking to his experience. So he posted this on Twitter and I think it's a great conversation. One of my ex's boyfriend broke up with her. Now I want to sit back and smoke with him and exchange stories. Are you guys down?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one.
No. Yo, that's amazing. That's amazing.
So you guys both have had a girl who's, let's just say, hypothetically, possibly, potentially, maybe. I mean, you don't have to plead the fifth. This can be hypothetical. Your eyes went really big. I know you're really thinking about some real things.
I know he's focused.
Anyways, and this is my place to put these things out there and see how spicy you get. This is what I do.
This man's mixy.
So you had an ex. It didn't go so well. She was just like, at least near the end, she was the worst. And so by the end of it, you were on some good riddance shit, whatever. Now, her boyfriend broke up with her. This is years after things have even are done. So you don't even feel anything when it comes to her having a man. So let alone her breaking up with her man or what have you. Now you're just like,
love it.
I would love to hear how he related to the bullshit that I went through. Have you never felt such a way? People, not me.
I feel like Neville's ready for this one. Go ahead, man.
I had to process this one here.
This man said this is what happens when you're in what's the acronym for HR now? What do they say now?
PNC.
PNC.
This is what happens when you're a
man.
PNC man.
Yeah.
This is not about me.
No.
Yes.
Remember, hypothetical.
Yeah.
Hypothetical.
Inclusive.
We also have legal to worry about. So, you know.
That's amazing.
Liability.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Yo, I like hypothetically, if this situation happened, I'm here for it though. Let's grab some drinks. Let's just catch up. Let's just talk about things. Let's just get mixy because I know we want to vent. I'm sure he's got things more so on his end that he wants to get off his chest, and I can relate.
Fresh. And you can
He's
sit
fresh.
there with like a full ass drink.
Yeah. It's just like
you'd be like, bro.
Yes.
I wish I could have told you.
I mean, all you have to do was ping me. Just message me.
I feel like in a hypothetical situation, if my ex is the worst, and let's just say I kinda, because Toronto's small, know him somewhat. Not that we're brethren, but like I know who he is, and I know that he's a cool guy. Maybe I might want to like, yo, and we're both in Richmond Hill, right? Link up.
I'm telling you.
Bernard Park and Bunnating.
This man said Bernard Park. Yo. Oh man. But no,
depends on go ahead. No, it depends on the age. I think in my 20s, definitely I would.
That's a 20s move for sure.
It's a 20s move. Yeah. It's a young dumb move. It's a young dumb move.
Fresh 2024 easily, no question.
Yeah.
I would have paid for the drinks. Premium drinks, no watered down drinks. I want, but no drinks until the story comes true, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless he has to loosen up first. But yeah, I would definitely for sure. Especially
if you both single.
Especially there's certain, like for me, I have there's certain people that burn me, like for example, anyone that their first name starts with an N, I don't date. I've had such bad experiences that as soon as I knew the ex,
you chop off a
whole
alphabet?
This man chopped. Seriously, that's a
whole thing. It's a slippery slope, man. How many times do you get it burned so you learn your lesson, right?
I won't go that far. I might go like, to me, it's like, I won't do like a Leo again. I was
about to say, Capricorn. You can't do a certain astrological signs. Yeah.
No, I will give them benefit of the doubt, but I'm just waiting. I have the knife back pocket. I have it uncapped.
certain mixes too. Certain mixes, like if you hear they're from a certain country, that's a.
So you're like no Jamaican.
Yeah, and once again, it's
not that you guys would say
no because Jamaica's the best.
No, yeah, like
I love my Jamaican queen. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't replace no switch over, nothing like that. But yeah, for sure. But for me, honestly, I would just out of spite, I just want to know what's going on. Back then, because of my age, we didn't have like flip phones. Were just blue light flip phones were like the hottest.
Dating
thing.
when you were in your 20s must have been like way more lit than when we were in our
It probably was too.
There is no budgets to anything when you're at work. Everything ended up at some bar or something, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone has a meeting at 9 o'clock the next morning. Trust me, there's no evidence if you were to do something right or wrong.
That's true.
Because the flip phone, like reception, remember the ringtones? That's what we had the beeping ringtones. We had the 2-8 pager. Remember
things in the bando.
Yeah. The funny thing, the worst thing is there was one time I was like in high school and we had the sidekick, the one that spin up.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of sidekick immediately.
I wanted that.
Oh my gosh! Back then, it was $20 for unlimited. Oh gosh! Unlimited internet was $20 on your phone back then. Trust me.
Yo,
your immediate gosh was like proof that you were in people culture or whatever.
Oh man, trust me. Because I want to say. I can't say.
I know. Don't say it. Save your job. Save your job.
And there was a girl. There was a girl on the bus, Brampton Transit back then. Where you had to wait 2 hours for a bus. If you miss a bus, 2 hours gone. But I'm on the phone. This girl. Everyone wants to talk to us. I'm okay. I'm going to talk to this girl. I spin the phone up. Doesn't the whole screen fly out the window? Last time I buy some off the street.
This guy's sidekick flipped out the window.
I came off the bus. I didn't know where I was ending up. I don't know what part of Brampton I was, but I could not stand on that bus ever again. Never saw her ever again. Never saw her.
This guy's whole screen flew off. Oh my god!
Well, I didn't buy it from. Let's just say I didn't buy it from Friday.
No, I hear you.
I got you. Okay.
I had a Keybo, which was like the new school version of that. I used to love that thing, dog. You flip that thing open, keyboard. I felt like the boss. So I understand.
Phones didn't get lit till like the technology was good enough that a $0 phone meant something nice.
but dating back then, I could imagine though, like no social media, like you don't have. It's kind of a scary time, bro. Like anything could happen. That's when you need trust. That's when you need trust in people, because there's no evidence, there's no proof.
Payphones are the way to get around. I don't know if you ever saw that tweet on, or it was a tweet or a post on Instagram where it's saying like right now how you meet together, everyone's just on a computer, and back then everyone had a bike. We all met like at the Max or the Beckers. Or we went to the mall. You know what I mean? That's all we met at. You didn't have no. You call a phone. You get home. You talk to people. I remember I had to work on crawling on the floor. Trust me, I wasn't always PNC.
So okay, sticking with this topic, I'm gonna for the last one. I'm gonna get a little bit intimate.
All right.
I'm not doing it. Tyrese is doing it.
Oh boy,
Tyrese. This guy needs Vaseline. Jesus.
He
every movie doesn't. You know what I mean? Every movie you watch in $1 million movies, lips are dry.
Yeah,
just dry.
Yeah,
but and he's just like saying the most. He's just always screaming, and I hear you. So him and his boo, good for him. He's got a boo. Yeah, that's great. He was shaving her.
Oh god!
Like
he was shaving her pom pom. So
wow,
like, and then not only that, like he did it, like that's fine if you like whatever you do intimately with your girl.
Yeah,
what you do intimately with your girl.
Yeah,
and like you could share it with me, and that's one thing, but sharing it so that like I'm reading this story on Shade Room, like putting the video on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can hear it. Here's the video.
I'm gonna put the creamer on first. I'll mix it with some oil. Okay. So I'm gonna put the creamer on first.
Anyways, that's the video, and you just see like toes just doing like this, and then there's a picture of him holding the
razor,
up like this. And is this too intimate? Is it too intimate because we know about it? Like, what are your thoughts on this guy shaving his girl's vagina?
Does he wipe her bum too?
I mean, he probably would show you. He would show you if he did. So maybe not.
Oh man. Yeah, nah. Hey, whatever they do. Exactly. I was just gonna say whatever they do, that's them. But yeah, like we don't need to know that you're shaving your girl. That's what you do. Like, cool. But that's not everything needs to be shared, man. That's my big takeaway with social media.
With this?
Not everything needs to be shared.
Yeah, I think I'm not, once again, get older, less you just don't care about stuff that you used to back then. Like for me, like do you, man, whatever. It seems like it gets him in the mood, just how he's talking. I don't know. I would be like
the creamer.
I would be more
hesitant. This man was like whispering and shit all sexy like.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, is he just trimming? But yeah, for me, like, do you like? Honestly, there's a lot of relationships that people go through all the time on their own. So like, your relationship's your relationship. I don't think you should judge, but I think you don't have to post on Instagram. For me, if you look at my posts, I only post things unless I have to. But you know what? For him, if he wants to stay relevant, and that's what makes him Tyrese. If Fast and Furious wants to be Fast and Furious 10, then that's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do.
He's going to space. He'll be good.
There's a lot of Tyrese. I just feel like, again, you don't need to post everything. We don't need to see every single detail of your relationship, of your life. It's cool.
Some people, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the fame that intoxicates your perspective, where you just feel like anything that you do is a moment and worth going viral. Because like anything that you do that is like that draws eyes and attention will make it viral. Like if I was Drake and I blew my nose and posted that video on my social media, guess what? That's actually going viral, and that's not even a joke. It will go viral. So, like, is that just I'm famous and let me just? I mean, I'm not making music right now, but I'm shaving my girl's vagina, so
that's something.
Yeah. Hey. I hope he was careful because. I'm just saying just be careful down there.
For me, like, once again, like, growing up, Tyrese was like the man, like, Sweet Lady. No girl in my age bracket is not gonna like fall in love with that song. Was a hard song, and he was dark. Back then, remember BET had no HD, right? So it was grainy. So he blended in the back a lot of times, you know what I mean? So for him, he was like the man, like from Calvin Klein, all the models. Remember, he was like not like an average black guy in modeling. That wasn't a typical model, but he really broke the trends back then. So, you know, I think being in that type of limelight, you feel that you always have to be there. And some people just have I would not say addiction, but they might just have a problem where they always have to be in the light. He messed up with The Rock. He cried like a baby on social media. So maybe, you know, it seems like he's just in a trend where he always has to feel like he has to be relevant, even if it's a cost of his own like humanity or his own his own privacy. So I think, for me, I see him at his height, so I can see that it's not easy to kind of fall where he's falling right now. So I feel like I'm always the person with reason on this pod here. I'm always trying to rationalize.
You're the voice of reason. That's you. That's why we bring you on. That's why we bring you on here.
You guys know what I'm doing tonight? I'm actually just gonna pick up some more weed for Mark Anthony because he's got some Nona Kush, which is crazy.
Man,
and it's called Nona Kush.
Are you ordering right now?
You can call it an order. Basically, a couple weeks ago,
not a couple weeks. Uber Eats.
So last week he showed up to my house with what he called Nona Kush because he doesn't know what it's called, and he got it from his nonna who grew at cottage.
That's crazy.
Who had it in a lasagna tray.
Yo, that's crazy.
He's got like pounds, like I'm not a pound. He's got a lot of weed, so he's just trying to get rid of it as much as he can.
This guy's amazing. His Nona is amazing.
I messaged him and I was like, and I got this literally last week, and I went through. He gave my household 4 ounces. I had one for myself, but I ran out, and I told him like, yo, I'm ready to get another one. And then he sends me this voice note. If you guys know his impressions, he's really stuck on Doug Ford.
Oh yeah,
he sends me this. Where is it?
You are just sitting in bed, puffing and passing. I don't understand. I wanted Drew to make sure that nobody was allowed in the freaking country. How did Coco even do that? I swear to God, if I come down there and give you 2 more O's, I'm not going to give you another 4 in about a 2-week time period. You're going to have to cut back.
I mean, and
I love
going. It just keeps going.
He's stuck. He is now Ford. He's now.
As long as he gives it to you, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, you need to sell this shit as NFT,
right?
See, that's hilarious.
Right? Yeah, that's
shout out to all the Nonas. Shout out to all the Nonas. Honestly, I grew up in a very Italian background area. My goodness, trust me. They feed you till like they get upset when you stop eating. So you're supposed to, actually, I found out you're supposed to eat, sleep, then eat again. So when people say you're craving, no, I look right to my Italian friends. They look, you got Nona, don't say none to me.
No,
I mean, my patty and my cocoa bread.
Hey, I never got to experience that in Vern, but hopefully I will.
Well traveled.
So Neville, I wanted to thank you for joining us on the pod today.
Yeah, man.
It was all wholesome, hilarious. Super fun. I do want to give you the chance to like just let people know where they can find you. Aside from the fact that we'll tag you when this is posted.
Thank you for that. And firstly, thank you guys. You guys are doing a great thing, honestly, for you to see those minorities, Black men especially, doing the kind of the things you guys are doing is really big, honestly. Like I will support you guys hands down because even if you didn't put me on the podcast and Patrick's like, nah, I'll skip this one. You guys are doing great things. So even if you guys feel like it's mundane or, you hit a kind of wall sometimes, Trust me, pick up that phone, man. Message me, and I'll trust you. I'll give you that. I'm a positive person. If you're a black man, I'll do anything to promote black men for sure. So you guys are doing a great thing, firstly. So, but yeah, you can find me on Instagram, NEV_JA, so NevJa. And then from my business side, Elevating Learning, so Elevating, and then Learning is also on Instagram. So that's where I post my work stuff. But yeah, reach out to me anytime. Trust me, I do coaching, training, development, but hope to be back with you guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
We'll
sir.
To add you to the nice short list that we're creating.
The roster.
That's like, yo,
thank you.
When
we're rotation.
When we're especially when we're in person, we can just link up because
definitely
this virtual stuff. I can't even believe we've been doing this for like
it's been like 13, 14 months. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Keep it up, guys. You guys are doing a great job. Honestly, your personalities are phenomenal, and the content you guys are pushing out are amazing. I learned a lot about myself actually while listening to your content. Sometimes I realize, you know what? I think I have to be kind of proud of who I am sometimes. Some of the things I hide back, sometimes I don't realize it, but when you guys push it out, I'm like, good God, I've been doing this too long enough not to show who I am, right? So,
yeah.
No, I'm glad you have that. And you've
yes,
like that's a cool takeaway because it just like now I feel like you are actually listening in the way that we meant this for. Like you feel like you're part of the conversation.
That's it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Effortless, guys. Effortless.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yes,
the world generous speaking.
Jeez. Yes, you know what it is. Patrick Dennis Jr. on all socials. And shout out to me, man, turning 30 this week. So let's go, baby.
Yeah, 30. Next time we record, you're going to be an older man.
The gray's coming in.
Yeah, come through.
Shop like Shaq. You waste you.
Like Shaq with a K. I'm going to drop this beat again, Patrick. And I just realized that we didn't even play this to intro it because I just was
we were too late. We were too late. Hey. Nev, if you want to freestyle, go for it, bro.
Don't hear no 37 minutes.
We want some PNC.
Hey, like this.
That's some PNC shit. Equality.
Diversity. Let's go.
Inclusion.
Oh my
I love that part.
A little grimy.
Yes.